I got to ask you two questions. The two questions were, what do you do and how do you do that? Turns out this guy was a stockbroker. And not just a stockbroker, he was one of the top institutional salespeople on Wall Street, and he made $80,000 a month. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in this room, but I'm pretty good with some numbers. And I figured that out. One guy is walking around like the NBC peacock, the other guy was rolling like a rock star. I knew what I wanted to do. I started spending a lot of time with this guy in his office in downtown San Francisco, learning what a stockbroker does when I was supposed to be 40 miles away selling scientific equipment. A couple of things happened simultaneously. Number one, I began to accumulate a huge amount of parking tickets. Double parking, illegal parking, late to feed a meter, trying to interview in downtown San Francisco. Number two, every place I went to interview, I heard the same word. No. No, no, no. From my ex at home, I heard a couple of other words. I remember them also. I believe they were delusional and unrealistic. She had a point. Major Wall Street firms have begun to require an MBA just to get into their institutional training programs. I had never gone to college. Didn't mean I wasn't smart, didn't mean I wasn't bright, I just didn't have a college degree. I have been asked many, many times, you interviewed for a year to get a trainee slot with no guarantee. Do you think it was racism? No, absolutely not. There's another ism, something called placism. Think about it. I had never gone to college, did not come from a politically connected family, had no money of my own to invest in the stock market. Who's going to do business with you? That's placism. That could affect anybody in this room. But I kept coming back. And I kept coming back for 1 year for one reason. My mother. I had one of those old-fashioned mothers who taught me from the very beginning that I could do or be anything that I wanted to do or be. Apparently, I took it too far. I made up my mind, my first ambition in life, I was going to become Miles Davis. Mama said I could be anybody, I chose Miles. I studied music, music theory, I played trumpet for 9 years. I got pretty good. People would ask me as a little boy, what you gonna be when you grow up? Man, I'm gonna be Miles Davis. My mom heard me say it one time too many. We sat down one day at the kitchen table and we had what I call the talk. And she explained to me, she said, baby, you're pretty good with that thing, but you can't be Miles Davis. Ain't but one and he got that job. And when your mama put it to you like that, you gotta feel that. And I had to look at the facts. The facts were, at 18 years of age, Miles Davis was in New York City playing with Quincy Jones and Dizzy Gillespie. At the same age, I was playing with some boys named Pookie and Ray Ray. Hey, we were good. We were good, but it wasn't gonna happen. But the point is, another key decision was made as a young guy, and that decision was, I wanted to become world-class at something. I just had to find that one thing that turned me on as much as the music. In the new book, we talk about this thing we call Find Your Button. I had to find my button. And the first time I walked into a Wall Street trading room, I knew, whoa, man, this is it. The ticker tape is rolling, the phones are ringing off the hook, people are screaming and shouting out orders, bodies are flying all over the place, tickets are getting stamped, and what looked like chaos to anybody else, for me, it was like reading a sheet of music. And I knew, this is where I'm supposed to be. I wore one branch manager down to the point that he says to me, Gardner, based on persistence alone, we're gonna give you a shot. That was all I wanted. I quit my job. I will admit, I was a little cavalier about how I did it. As a sales rep for a distributor, I had this big box of stuff I had to carry everywhere I went. Free giveaways for our customers, Petri dishes, tissue slides, latex gloves, that kind of thing. If my old boss was here, he would tell you I threw the box at him. That is not true. I will compromise to say it fell abruptly. I said I quit. I'm out here. I'm going to Wall Street. I went home and I told my ex, you know what? You said I couldn't do it, but guess what? I started in 2 weeks. I was pretty pumped up. All the way up to the point. I show up on the appointed day and time only to find out that the man who made me the offer had been fired the previous Friday.
Oh boy.
Nobody else knew who I was, why I was there, and did not care. Now in the state of California, when you quit a job, that means no unemployment insurance, no health care, no cash flow, nothing. And worse than that, now I got to go home and tell this woman that I don't have a job. If you don't remember anything else I say here today, remember this. Unemployment will not help your relationship. Somebody know what I'm talking about. I know you do.